What's going on, YouTube? Back for another episode here, and today was a fun video that I got to make, as recently I made the journey over to Victoria, British Columbia, over on the Vancouver Island, as I usually live here in the Vancouver Lower Mainland area, and I went to a gym that I've been hearing a lot about, and a gym that I really wanted to check out. This gym is called the Truth Gym Art Gallery, which is really cool because this is a unique gym that has great equipment, as you're about to see, great environment, and it also has unique pieces of art around the gym as well, and a very artistic vibe to it, which is something that's really, really cool and unique, and this was a really fun video that I got to make. So, as you can see here, some pictures of some of the equipment that they have, and they have some really unique pieces that are excellent because, from what I understand, I don't spend a lot of time on the Vancouver Island. It is beautiful, and I'd like to go over there more. But from what I understand, there hasn't been a really good bodybuilding gym like this for a very long time in the Victoria area and just Vancouver Island in general. So this was a tremendous gym. I spent a couple days there. I got a leg workout on film here that we're about to go through. And yeah, so we're going to get into it. And as you're about to see here, the prices are higher on this gym, as that's a good thing in my opinion, because you can see there it's more than a regular gym, but that's great because a gym like this, it's somewhat exclusive, and you want it to be a higher price because I found that when they do charge higher price points, it keeps people out of the gym that are not serious, and it allows the vibe in the gym to be great. So that's what I found when I was there. It didn't get too busy, as this isn't the biggest gym, but it has more than enough of what you need. So, as you can see here, I started off with lying hamstring curls, and this is the way I've been starting my leg workouts recently, as this is something to warm up my hamstrings, warm up my glutes, get the knees going, and everything like that. So I've really enjoyed starting my workout with the lying hamstring curls. And I really enjoyed this machine. Actually, it was Matrix, and I've never used this particular machine before, but I like at the top there. It's kind of hard to see unless you zoom in, but it does count the reps for you on the digital monitor there. So I found that was quite advantageous because sometimes when you're deep in a set, when I'm really focused on the negative and the contraction and just getting the most out of my sets, sometimes I lose count of what the reps are. And the way I train is primarily driven on progressive overload. So a big component of my workouts is either upping the weight by very small incremental amounts or upping the reps. So I found that was super beneficial to do that. Then after that, I moved on to once again Matrix, to the abductor and the adduction and abduction. And this is something that I've focused on a lot more now, as you guys can see my last video, I went over my prep photos and my contest photos and comparatively, and I was quite happy with the progress I made, but of course not satisfied at all. And I've really focused on the inner thigh and the outer, just making the leg a lot thicker in general, and especially on side shots, side relaxed poses, and just all side shots in general. I've found that my legs need to be a lot thicker. So, accompanying all my heavy pressing and heavy squatting movements, these are two movements that I've really incorporated at the beginning of my leg workouts. And they're exercises that, just like anything else, I'm progressively overloading on them each week, focusing on making the form better, increasing the weight, increasing the reps, increasing the negative count. Quality reps is something that I'm really focusing on with these exercises for sure. So I'm moving through the exercises. As you guys can see here, it was not busy here, which I really enjoyed with this gym. I think because they keep the membership prices, like I said earlier, quite high. I never had to fight for any equipment at different times of the day. It was really, really nice. And another good feature with this gym is that it is open 24 hours with the key pass. So that's a nice feature for people that want to go at different times, obviously, if you have a work schedule that allows for that. And they have staff on between the hours of 10 and 6 during the days. So that was really cool. And then once I passed those exercises, I went on to the pendulum squat. And this is an exercise that I really enjoy because I do free weight squats as well, but I switch it off. Some days I do free weight squats, some days I do pendulum squats. And this is just an exercise where it gets my quads to fire and soar unlike any exercise actually, because it just allows me to really control the negative, really go deep into the rep, and just push completely with my quads. And also, at the back there, which I really enjoy, is if I don't have a spotter that day, I can put that back safety up a little more so I can still get deep. However, if I fail, if I go down and I'm not coming back up again, which happens very often, I'm not going to kill myself. I'm not going to crush myself. So that's really nice to know, and it allows me to really push myself to the max here. And I only put on my heavy sets here, as I did a heavy set of, I believe, 7 reps here, and then I always follow that by doing a set of 20-ish reps as I did after that. However, I don't have that all on film, as this video would be far too long. So once I finished that exercise, the pendulum squat, I moved over to the Cybex squat press. And you cannot go wrong with this exercise. This is a machine that I love in all gyms that I go to. And it didn't go super heavy here. I got up to 6 plates and a half, which, as you can see here, I'm going pretty deep. So that was a pretty good amount of weight for me in this particular instance. And once again, I did a heavy set here of about 8 reps, I believe. Then I stripped 2 plates off, and I accompanied that with a set of 20 once again. And if you guys haven't tried that, that is an excellent way to attack the different muscle fibers and just get your muscles firing in a different way. If you've never done it before, it is quite intense. So right after that was done, this is something I've incorporated a lot more recently, and it is stretches after my heavy sets, or I guess I should say after my last sets for that exercise, as I've done quads after those 2 exercises, and I did these stretches to get my quads firing and just stretch them right out. And I found that to be great to allow more room for muscle growth. So that's something I started doing, and I found it to be really awesome. So as I finished that, we moved on to hamstrings, or I guess we started with a hamstring exercise, and now we're moving on to our heavy hamstring exercise. And for this, I did straight leg deadlifts with dumbbells, and I worked up here to 175-pound dumbbells. And as you guys can see here, I don't go all the way down because I go down to where I feel my hamstrings activate the most. I don't go past that because then I find that I use lower back way too much. So I go down to the point where I feel my hamstrings get the complete stretch, and then stop the rep there, and then come back up. And I found that to be very beneficial, and it keeps my lower back out of it, so I don't get a pumped, sore lower back. I feel it primarily in the hamstrings. So then, as I did the same with the quads, this time with the hamstrings, I do this stretch here where I put my leg actually in the seated hamstring machine, as you guys can see here, and I put the weight up higher and I push down a little bit just for a weighted stretch. And once again, I found this to be tremendous for my hamstrings. I love the way they feel after, and just allows the muscles to elongate and more room for growth in those muscles. So I did about a minute aside here, and we moved on. And this is the last exercise of the workout. So we finished off with this calf press, this toe press here, and this is a new strategy that I've employed, as it's no secret that my calves are obviously not in a very strong point on me, and this is genetically something that I have to overcome. But I'm not going to complain about it. I'm not going to play victim about it. I'm not going to say it can't be improved, because what I'm doing now is a total of a 16-second rep. So I push up 1 second, come down 5 seconds on the negative, and then hold it in the stretch position for another 10 seconds. And since I started doing this, my calves have been so much more sore. I feel them. I actually like the look of them a lot more as I'm rebounding out of my prep. I've had some veins, some muscles that I've never had in them before. So this is really cool. And this is something that I've employed because I follow a lot the principles of kind of DC training, Dante Trudel. If you've never heard of him, high intensity training. This is something that he employs for calves. So I thought I'd give it a try. I'm going to give it a couple months and see how my calves improve, because from a lot of the research that I've done and from what I've tried, keeping the calves under load at the stretch position is very beneficial for growth. So it's something that I'm really trying, and we'll see how that goes. And obviously I'll keep you all informed as I make new videos here. So that's nearing the end of the video here, and I hope you all enjoyed it. And this is the Truth Art Gym Gallery. So it's a really cool spot, and definitely the best bodybuilding gym on the Vancouver Island in the Victoria area. And I hope I gave you guys some info, and if you're looking for a gym in that area, I hope you give this place a try, as the cost is a bit more, but it's well worth it. And that's about it. So I hope you all enjoyed the video, and if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next.